think this is number 8. That's what I wrote down. I hope it's right. It's not very far, and I'm already forgetting what we're on. So here I was able to park right in front of the building, hooked up to the internet, and started live streaming from inside my car. I gotta go to the washroom really bad. Let's see if there's anywhere to charge in here. I don't know if I'm gonna leave my computer out here. It's a pretty busy location. Kind of scared about that whole situation anyways. Maybe I'll ask if I can leave it on the counter or something. And I'm just gonna put it onto this for now. Just place it, plug in. It doesn't seem to be anywhere to plug in or I'm just looking to plug in. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Oh, that guy's super cool. Noticed that I was looking for a place to plug in, and just he traded me spots. So, that's always convenient. A little brave. I need to leave this sitting here. If I do, and go to the washroom. I don't know if there's a washroom available. But anyways. Let's just sit here. Pull out the old book. Let it sit here. See what happens.
Coffee, double double. Yeah, just regular with it.
Got the receipt at the last place. Oh well, so we have a card. So I have to spend $7.35 because I'm starting to get a little shaky because I need something to eat, and having coffee in me, I'm getting even more shaky. So people probably think I'm weird talking to myself, but nothing out of the ordinary. Talk to myself all the time. Just now I do it a little bit more. Probably. Screen is black. They can't see. Anyways. This is a nice location. Just bring the screen up so I can see a little bit. Alright. And we'll just pretend that we're checking out our emails and stuff. Just keep that book out on the table. It's kind of funny. FU money. So I don't know if you noticed, they asked me to put my mask over my face because I was talking like this to them while I was ordering. Supposed to be listening for my name, not really paying attention, talking to you guys. Okay, indeed. University of Victoria is hiring for continuing part-time service worker. Now, we don't want a job. We do need work, but we don't want a job. But if I gotta get a job, I gotta get a job. So here's a vendingmachine.com. They send me stuff because I signed on with them. So I actually have posted my vending machines up for sale. I had one guy that was interested. My machines only offer coin services right now. So I'll say that again. My machines only offer coin services right now. And they don't accept bills or dark roast coffee and got myself a spinach wrap. What was I saying there? I thought I was going to be able to remember that. What I was talking about. And if you left something in the comments, I might remember. But oh well, I'm going to go back to my emails. Oh yeah, vending machine. So vending machine. I got it up for $14.95 right now. I think I started acting a little bit too salesy, trying to promote that it's better to just go cashless because the guy was asking if there was bill payment, like if it would accept bills. And at the moment, my machines only accept coins, not bills, and not cashless. My whole idea. The whole idea was to go cashless, because then you don't really have to worry about the machines being vandalized because there's no money in them. There's only stock and inventory, and that can be written off if the machine is damaged. And it would be a theft thing anyways. But going back to coins, that's beneficial too, because now nothing is on paper or tracked. You could actually, purchase the pop and the snacks through your own personal account and sell the stuff and not record it. The thing with my vending machines was the agreement that I had with my boss was that I had a registered business in place and the insurance. Now, I just signed up for my business now that I quit my job. So I didn't get the vending machines on site. And then I would obviously have to deal with that now, going back to that site, and I don't want to do that. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that I didn't get them on. It's unfortunate that it didn't work out for me. I would like to continue to make it work for me and find another location to put them in. But that being said, it's like I got to go through that whole hunting process, which I could definitely probably find once I get going on Skip the Dishes and Dish Dash or DoorDash, because I'm going to be around. I'm going to be able to see a lot more locations where I would potentially be able to put these vending machines. So if they don't sell, that's what I will do. But if they do sell, then at least I'll have enough money to cover my rent. That's kind of what I'm hoping. I was wanting to purchase some items, obviously, for my live stream feed, but rent is more important. I need a place to sleep than to get gimmicks. Obviously, if I'm streaming right now live and mobile, I can do this on a more of a free basis or low cost basis because it's just my time and the fuel and then the few items that I purchase. So I'm trying to keep costs down by not purchasing anything because I only have so much money. I did get laid off and I didn't save up money like I planned to this summer. I was actually buying gear for my YouTube channel to try and get a few different gimbals, like the gimbal, the slider, and a few different cameras, and then obviously try and get my live view solo unit, a Blackmagic Design ATM Mini Pro. There is one up for sale that I'd like to purchase. So it'd save me a couple $100 because it is on the mainland. It's not too far away from me. I could jump on the ferry, like I could walk on the ferry and then possibly have the guy drop it off to me at the ferry and then jump back on, with only costing me $17 each way rather than 70, because you got to pay for the fuel or pay for the car and myself. So it starts to get pricey when you got to pay for the car, but if I don't have to, why not? And I also have another option with the electric scooter, so I can drive onto the ferry with my electric scooter. And I don't know if they'll charge me any more than 17 because it's just a little thing, and be able to maneuver that way. And it has big enough storage space to hold this little device that I'm looking for. So if I can get going with Skip the Dishes and be able to purchase this item, I'm crossing my fingers I'll be able to, because from the post that I see, it has been online for 6 weeks now. So nobody has bought it, which I'm surprised, because I was looking at an audio recorder, a Tascam recorder, and the model that I was looking at, I want to get the next model up, but I was willing to purchase that model because that's what I initially looked at. It's only a 4-channel model, and that's fine because I'm only going to be using 2 mics possibly at any given time anyways at the moment. And that sold for a couple $100 less than new, and it was also a new item, so it's cool that people are buying this new stuff and not using it. Hopefully I can grab onto this trend. It's been working. Like my Ronin SC, my gimbal, that was like only used twice. The only thing missing out of the box was like the instructions and stuff, so that's pretty decent. Plastic is still on the handle, so I'm happy with that. There are ways of writing it off. That'll be through dividends. I'll pay myself back through dividends. I'm not exactly going to be able to write them off in the same way you would as if you purchased it through a business or corporation and you have a paper trail to follow. But that being said, I'm not paying out GST, and I'm not having to pay the government GST for the prices for the items that I have been purchasing. So it's kind of working out in effect that way. That being said, I'm going to enjoy this while it's still warm. It was pretty hot when it first came out, and then we'll continue yammering on. But so far, so good. So what are we at here? Our 8th location, I believe. I'm at 14 minutes, and yeah, things are working out pretty decent. Live stream feeding at Starbucks. There we go. It's working for me. Doing this on a free or low cost basis. Probably use some salt or some hot sauce. I'm not really one for Starbucks food, but you know, this is where we are today, so this is what we're gonna eat. And see how it goes. I'm not trying to spend too much money. I'm trying to keep this on the down low. So I think I'm at like just under $13 now. So it's interesting. It's funny that they run 4 air cards, but the reason why the Liveview Solo runs 4 air cards is so that you can have a constant feed. There's always going to be an internet connection. If one goes down, another one's going to pick up for it. And then I think on top of that, it actually has like 2 devices hooked up at all times. So it's always feeding off of 2 internet connections and then feeding it into one. But there's a lot of fees behind it, and you got to send it to. You gotta go through the device, then send it to a server, and then the server sends it to YouTube. This is what I'm learning, anyways. So there's a lot of room in there where you can get some disconnection or loss of feed. But you are able to go live anywhere there is cell service. So I do have a cell phone booster for my car, and even though Victoria is 5G or is on a 5G network, nowhere else is. But that being said, I'm still putting in a Wilson cell phone booster into my car because when buildings are a certain height or trees are a certain height, it can block that signal. So I'm just trying to get the strongest signal possible. The only issue is that my really good antenna, I left it on the boat that I sold. So I've only got the antenna that came with the unit, which is basically the lowest quality antenna or frequency gain off of an antenna. So it should work, but not to its full potential. Now, nobody else can see this live feed because I'm just sitting here and every now and then I click on it, but I more or less just have my either Amazon up or my email, so it doesn't look like I'm filming. The only thing that's on right now that you could tell is the green light on the camera on my computer, and other than that, me talking away to a computer and staring at a screen. So I guess I could pull my phone out, make it look like I'm talking on the phone or to somebody on the phone rather than just sitting here yammering away, making myself look kind of half crazy. Sooner or later, somebody's gonna call the cops on me or something and pull me out of here. This crazy guy, he's in a suit and he's at all the Starbucks stealing their internet and power. I'm not stealing. I just paid for it. Can't take everything. Nothing's free, right? So there are other places that I've noticed to find Wi-Fi. A place like Save On Foods, right across the street here from me. There's a Save On Foods, and I lived in Creston. That's where I would go, is the Save On Foods, and I'd hook up with internet connection there. Tim Hortons has it. A&W has it. Or at Starbucks, they have it. Most libraries have it. I'm sure there's many other places that are big franchise chains that also have it. Excuse me, I just haven't got to all of them. So I guess that'll be part of my experiment with this. And I think I'll continue on with the Starbucks thing. Excuse me. So I'll continue on with the Starbucks thing up until there's no more Starbucks to do, I guess, within the area. So I'll go out, like, right out to Langford, and we'll go up to Sydney as well. So I'll kind of show you the area of this lower part of the island, of Vancouver Island, and then I'll possibly move on to some of these other areas as I continue on with this little live stream feed in public locations using public Wi-Fi rather than the Liveview Solo and paying for it. I need to build up a following, so see what happens here. If it happens, it happens. on top of it. It's kind of cool because you'll get a chance to see a little bit of the city as I'm touring around. I'm showing you the inside of these places as well as some of the outside. So let's let you see this place a little bit. Okay, hopefully the noises aren't too bad and you guys are your ears aren't getting blasted out of you, but trying to keep the light as well on the downside. Okay, so I'm showing my screen. I'm just going to tint it down a little bit so that I can still see what the picture is, but people can't really see what's going on. So I'm one brightness level on my MacBook Air. You can just barely see myself. Just want to see the view in here a little bit. All right. So I'm going to brighten up, but then I'm going to go back to Amazon and pretend that I'm shopping and open up my phone and pretend that I'm talking to my phone and continue on from there. So this is the 8th location. This whole streaming thing is very new to me. I've been yammering on like a babbling fool, but I've seen some other people on these live streams as I was researching into this, and they'll sit there. They have a Q&A, so they've got interaction, they've got viewers, but they're answering the question and not saying the question to let the rest of the audience know what the question is and just providing an answer. I find that quite amusing because you are interacting with the people, but you're not letting your whole audience know what the whole interaction is. Obviously, they can see it on the side of the super chat, but there's so many questions sometimes that pop up. Like, how do you know which one he's actually answering to, or she, whoever is the live streamer? So yeah, this is a little bit unprofessional, eating in front of the camera, but it is what it is. So there are other people here using the internet, which is kind of cool. There's one other guy that was using the internet when I first got here, and now there's another girl using the internet. So, and it looks like there's a couple people outside. There's definitely 2 other people using their phones. Now, I don't know if they're all connected to Starbucks Wi-Fi. Most likely they are. That's why they're here. The one gentleman outside, he actually works at Save On Foods. I can tell because of the shirt that he's wearing. He's right in front of me, but on the other side of the glass. So he could very well be hooked up to the Save On Foods internet, just because it's so close still, and he works in the area. So it's hard to say. I'd have to go and ask him. Not really seeing anyone I can strike up conversation with as of yet. Not that I've tried, but you know. Us conversation was actually kind of interesting. I was hoping that he didn't ask me for the time and we could have continued on with that. I think he saw himself on the picture. I'm not sure. Didn't seem to be afraid of the computer by any means. Looked at it a little bit puzzled, but hey, he struck up conversation. I put the camera down and had him on there. So hopefully I captured all of that. I don't know. Obviously, I can't see the comments right now because I'm not looking at the live stream. I'm just making it look like I'm on Amazon sitting here talking to you guys because I don't want to scare anybody. Yeah, it was an interesting conversation. quite often, like I said, I run into these odd conversations with people. Sometimes they can carry on for 2, 3, sometimes even 4 hours. I was almost surprised that I was at that location for almost an hour. Like I said, I've been trying to do this for 5 minutes to 20 minutes at each location and then move on. But there is no set time limit. I'm just enjoying my time, seeing how well this feed goes on. Obviously, I can't tell until I get home, but getting to know the city a little bit more, because I haven't been to this location ever before or in this actual area. I have been in a Esquimalt because this is actually where I purchased my car. And we were looking at moving to a place here, but I see there's a skateboard park across the road, so that'll be another potential cruising spot for when I get a one wheel. That'll be cool. I'm gonna keep that in mind. There's a skate park in Sydney, so we just have to keep track of where all these skate parks are, and then we can tour to those once we get a one wheel and go rip around a little bit. Definitely starting to get some looks from people as they're looking at me talking to myself and acting all weird here. But being in a suit, having my phone in front of me, it's quite possible that they think that I'm just talking to somebody on my phone. So hopefully that's the case. I'm not bothering anyone. I'm just gonna click on the stream here, see what's going on. Oops. So got one viewer. That's pretty cool. 26 minutes. My coffee's about half full. So I guess I should look at here. What's the next potential place that we would go? Because we should make our way eventually. Or eventually. Coffee's almost full. Sure, as soon as it happens, I just want to go. My bladder's weak. But don't plan on continuing on with drinking coffee too much longer, although I can drink it all day. I can even go to sleep with it. Drink a cup of coffee and go pass out. Okay, so actually going back into Saanich, if you've been following me, so I toured around all of downtown already, and we're right here now in the Esquimalt. So you can see the water around me. Now there's 2 more up top going north up into Saanich. And it's funny how close together they are, because there's actually 3 there. There's another one just a couple blocks up the road. It's not showing it on here right now, but I think that's where we're going to head up to next. So click on this next one here. Looks like we're going to go to 3180 Douglas Street in Victoria. So it's 1.7 kilometers away. I don't know if you can see it. I know the screen's pretty bright on your end. So this is at 8 directions. So 8 minutes, 2.9 kilometers. And takes me on a big zigzag through back into over the bridge, on a different bridge than I came here on, and over to Saanich. So that's up by Toys R Us and Staples. So we'll go visit that one next, and then we'll hit up the other one that's right near there. And probably after that, we'll head up towards the university out in Royal Oak. There's a nice little area out there. I haven't been to that Starbucks yet, but I have been to a coffee shop across the street. It's a nice little area, kind of a rich area. Yeah, so far so good. And just see where it takes us from there. I think we're going to end up doing most of these. We'll probably end up hitting all of these Starbucks today if we're lucky, but we'll see what happens. I haven't taken a full count actually as to exactly how many Starbucks there are. I do know there's another one in the mall where I was trained at. There's one at the hospital where I actually worked at. So we'll have to go to those ones as well. Definitely, we'll visit those. It's too bad I didn't film the one. I was in Seattle last Christmas and didn't film that. It was kind of interesting because we were down at the market and we went to the Starbucks, original Starbucks, right at the market there. and it was packed. It was like a lineup almost to the end of the street. So there's probably 50, 60 people waiting in line. And then you go around the corner and up another block, and there was another Starbucks there, and it was dead, not a soul. It was kind of amusing. But didn't capture any memories of that. My girlfriend thought it was kind of odd that I went on a vacation, especially to Seattle, and didn't bring any cameras or anything with me. I did bring my cell phone, but I didn't bring my gimbals. And it was Christmas holidays. It was just me and her together. So I wanted to try and keep it a little bit sweet, a little bit special, and not bring business into it, right? So it's pretty good. Noticed that a lot of people are wearing masks. When I first started going out, or when COVID started kicking in, people weren't wearing masks, but it is the policy here. It's on every door, inside and out. You have to have a mask on, so they're not really too bad about it or abrupt about it when you're at the table. Obviously, you're eating and drinking, but when you're ordering or anywhere near the service workers, you definitely have to have your mask on. So I basically been wearing it all through. I'll take it off a little bit in the car, or just wear it like I am, or just hang it on my ear. But it's yeah, in my car, I think it's a little bit silly. That's my private zone. I should be fine. I would hope, but not taking it off because I don't want to forget it in the car. So it's a quick drive to the next one. We've been on here for 31 minutes. I think we should move on pretty quickly here. Almost halfway through my coffee. I just clicked back onto the live feed just to see what it looks like. It's looking pretty good. The lighting's a little bit better, starting to get a little bit less busyness for, computer-wise, like I've noticed on my live feed. So I'm running through the MacBook Air right now, nothing fancy. And it's looking pretty decent. I don't know what the sound quality is like, and I definitely don't know what the internet connection is like. I know there's other people on it, so I'll see when I get home if it's super digital or glitched out. So I'll move around a little bit right now, give you a little bit of a test, see how it goes. And because I guess that's one of the things when you're live streaming, is a lot of the time you'll only get a 720 feed, and so you end up getting a lot of this digital effect, and you're not getting that real crisp look like you would out of 1080p. That's a lot of the reason why I want to go with the Live View Solo, because you're supposed to be able to get 1080p. From what I've seen with the other people, most of them are only getting 720, and I think that's probably due to the fact that you're sending your signal over to a server, and then that server sending it to YouTube. So somewhere in there, you're sending out the strength, but going through the whole process, it's obviously getting weaker and weaker and breaks it down. So that is one thing with the Live View Solo that is a plus, is that you're supposed to get 1080p, but constant motion, and not everything's on a 5G network hooked up with 4 different internet connections. It's not always going to be 100% stable. Like, you got to remember, technology's pretty cool, pretty advanced at this moment that we can do this. The delay is very short. That was another thing with live stream. I don't know how old my audience is, but when you start looking at the news, say 15, 20 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, you would always get this delay. So you'd be talking to somebody in Iraq or something and ask them a question, and then you would sit there for quite a while, with some dead air, waiting for that person on the other side to respond before you would get anything back. What I've been finding, or what I've found with this Live View Solo, is the delay is very minimal. So that's very impressive. Obviously, with technology nowadays, and cell service and internet service, things have come a long ways from the old analog systems. But now with these tools, at a fairly reasonable price, they're still expensive, don't get me wrong. Live View Solo, just the pack or the receiver itself is $1,500. The ATM Mini to hook up 4 different cameras and give you different perspective views, that's $1,500. The ATM Mini also, the Live View Solo also has a subscription, so that's $45 a month. Then you've got to have 4 different air cards, well, 2 air cards, a hub, and a hotspot. So that's 4 different internet providers that you're going to have to pay for as well. So that's 5 different options that you got to pay out on a regular basis. And then you're hammering out the feed. Like you need a 10 megabyte or 10 gigabyte, one or the other. It has to be up at that 10 mark to be able to have that strong feed. I'm not knowledgeable on all of the lingo here. When I start rambling on, I'm not completely correct about everything, but yeah, once you go down into that number 10 mark, then you start getting into that 720 and real digital looking effect. So this year's test, and if I can live stream for now out of these public situations, I'm primo. Like I'm using free internet, free power. I'm charging right now as we speak. A guy was kind enough to give me the spot. He saw that I was hunting for power in here. I'm charged back up to 86%. It's kind of been part of the mission. I do have ways of charging in my car, but one of them's not hardwired in, and the other was a 12-volt connection that I could plug into the cigarette adapter, but I forgot it at home. So I have the added challenge of staying charged up with the computer, and also so that there's a few different things that I've noticed now. I'm on my 8th location. I can either get internet, or I can get power, or I can get power and no internet. And some places you can sit, some places you can't. We're obviously in the COVID thing. This is a little bit crazy because I'm putting myself right out there. We're going into high traffic situations. So still trying to stay as safe as possible. I've been using the washing facilities, washing my hands at every location. One location, I actually had the sanitizer almost take me out and landed between my feet and my computer. So it almost took out this whole situation altogether. It was pretty weird. But other than that, everything's been good. And seem to be streaming strong. Like, look at it, I'm at 37 minutes now. Click back to Amazon. So it's the other thing, just keeping it on Amazon so that people in the area don't really know what the heck. Just yammering away talking to my computer. The green light is on the computer for the camera, but that's about all you can tell that I'm actually sitting here recording, other than me talking and looking like a silly fool, but kind of looking a little bit normal. I got the long hair, but I got a suit on, so they're trying to look a little legit, even though I'm a YouTube bum. They don't know that. So anyways, life's picking up in these areas. Everything's full tilt. So it's getting to be 11 o'clock. And if everything closes at 10, that means, what do I got left? 11 hours? And I'm not quite sure on how many locations there are, but they're now going to get more and more spread apart. So it's going to be longer for travel time, obviously, and my connection in between streams. So far, like I started early this morning, got up at 4:34 and got on the road. I was a little bit late for the 5 o'clock arrival, but nevertheless, I started early this morning, and I've been moving on to different locations as they opened up, and now everything's open. Now I need to try and hit up as many locations today before they close. That being said, if I don't get them all today, I'll get the rest tomorrow, and carry on from there to see which places have good power, good internet, where you can sit or where you have to go, and then just give you little views of the city and continue yammering on about my idea and how I plan on moving forward with this venture. So I think it's time to clean up here, get myself on the move. It's got 88% battery life. And I'm just going to throw this in the garbage. We'll give you a little 360 tour of this place, and then I'll go outside and give you a little roundabout tour of the area so that you can see the area. And then continue like I have been, go into the car and drive away and see how far the feed will hold on to. So far, I've been fairly impressed. I should use the washroom one more time, I guess, before I leave, in case I can't get into the washroom at the next place. So yeah, I've been a little bit crazy leaving this out. Leaving your computer and cell phone and wallet out on the table in South Korea is something that's perfectly normal I hear from my girlfriend, but trying to do that in Canada is kind of sketchy. There are thieves, but this is pretty private. I mean, public location. There's lots of eyes. I'm sure people are going to be pretty cool about it, not touching anything. So far, so good. Anyways, let's enjoy the view. I'll be right back. Just gonna block out the computer so it doesn't look like it's on.
I would like a refill out there. Thank you. Huh? No, what? What are you thinking?
Okay, so I'm back. Just gonna see what's going on here. I got 42 minutes, and you can see 3 people behind me using the internet as well as me. And we're still connected. 42 minutes. Holy moly. It's going a lot longer than I anticipated. Okay, so time to pack up here and get moving. And where were we going next? Just so that you guys know and I know. All right, 2.9 kilometers, 8 minutes. So let's see where I am here. I'm in Esquimalt and I'm going up to Saanich. There's Victoria. So we'll make our way through all of these different locations throughout the day and see what happens.
Head southwest toward Wilson Street.
Okay. So I'm just gonna unplug now. Turn the brightness down so I don't scare people with the recording. Taking away from their privacy. Oh well. I'm a bad guy, I guess. There's no names. You don't know who they are. Starbucks sign. So there you can see it, what I've been talking about. They got the mask sign up, and then your health and safety well-being is their top priority. So obviously you have a list there of all the precautions you need to make. You see over there, skateboard park. Can't see it really right now with all the vehicles in the way. Save on foods here. It's a nice little shopping court. Kinds of sitting area outside.
phone, like the first, the
So it's a nice little location here at Starbucks, and yeah, there's the address: 176 Wilson Street, 140. That's where we're at right now, and we're heading back into Saanich. So, guess I'll see you guys soon as I jump in my car here and go to pull away. An interesting day. See how much. Cool if we can run into some more conversations like we did on the last one. But that's always the way. So, and soon I'll have my laptop mount so I can properly mount you in the vehicle and it's not running away on me, it's not loose. So basically I drive away and then as soon as it shuts off the feed, I shut the computer off so I can save power. But 89%, so pretty good. Got charged up pretty decently there. Oops. It's okay. Where am I here? Alrighty. Alright, so I'll see you soon. Hopefully no more than 20 minutes. I always find it funny, people backing into their stalls and they can't line themselves up properly. They can do it in one move most of the time. Doesn't mean it always happens.